Guys, so welcome back to the channel, and once again I apologize for a little bit, clickbaity title, but some of the puzzles really cannot be solved by Stockfish, and I'll even prove it to you. We'll start with the first puzzle, try to pause the video and solve the problem, and guys, it's checkmate in 12 moves. So let's just stick to the checkmate. Let me just show it to you. It's quite, typical puzzle with king and knight. It's white to move and win, not black, because they have enough pieces to checkmate, right? And let me show you that computer actually can solve this one. So as you can see, computer actually can checkmate black in 12 moves. So I'll probably leave it like that. So starts with knight f4, king c5, knight f6, king d5, knight c7. So basically what we're doing here is taking every single piece possible with our knight. Check, check, king d5, knight f4, and now the first move with our king. Because look, so king now has no squares beside, d5 is the only square, but it can't go anywhere. So now we just gotta take this d5 square with our king. So we play king e4. You might ask why not king e6. King e6 actually is a terrible move, because here knight d8 check, and let's say king d7, d2, and unfortunately there is no checkmate as knight blocks this square, and if knight goes anywhere then king will eventually run away. So king e4 first. Now knight e6 checkmate is being threatened. Black play d5, now king e5. And now what black do is to play bishop f6. So now the idea is, if king f6 is played, now king will basically walk to d6, king has escaped, and black will eventually win the game. But we play king e6, we don't take this bishop on f6. Black play knight d8 check, and now still we don't take this bishop, but instead go for king d7. Now d6 square is blocked, knight e6 checkmate is being threatened, and knight e6 or knight d3, knight e6, knight d3 checkmate all the way, so this pawn cannot be protected, and knight d3 is a checkmate. Let's jump to the next puzzle, which is this one. So this one I'm pretty sure I showed to some of you in the previous videos. My viewers actually told me there is this puzzle, quite cool, and once again let me show you that it's possible to solve it, but pause the video and try to solve it yourself. It's white to play and win. So the problem here is that basically a8 queen promotion is a draw, because after d3 white are not on time to checkmate this king on h6, and the next move will result in stalemate, and there is no way to give up your material or play this, so it's just a draw. So in the starting position, white have to play a8 knight, and you might ask what happens after d3, because now if knight c7 it's simply a stalemate, right? Yeah, and then you're right, but here instead of going for knight c7, white play knight b6, giving up the knight. Now black have to take, because they have no other legal moves. c7, b5, and now once again c8 knight. And what we're doing here is basically moving the same way we did e8 knight promotion, d4, and now knight f6 crucial, and after g takes f6, g7, f5. Of course we could promote to queen, but we gotta end this with the knight and the promotion, resulting in checkmate. Let's get to the next position. Let me hide the evil bar from you. So this one is quite difficult. Again, computer can solve these types of puzzles, but for humans it might be actually challenging, because I couldn't really solve it. So here the point is, alright, quite obvious move is promote to a queen, right? But now what happens here is a1 queen. The idea of this a1 promotion is that queen a1 results in stalemate, as king has no legal moves anywhere. So instead of going for queen a1, queen h2 doesn't do anything as well, because king simply goes to a8. White play queen g8. Now let's say check here, let's say queen d4 check would result in king e7, queen d8 checkmate. So, and same happens with queen d1. So black continue, because basically king e7 is a threat. So black continue by playing queen a2. And once again, queen a2 is a stalemate because no legal moves on a file. So why do right now? So, I mean, logically thinking, queen f8 might be, the way to go. But so queen a3, and now queen, let's say queen g8 back, simply queen e8, and there is queen d6. They're not going for queen a4, they're going for queen d6. And now queen d7, queen b6, and actually black are winning. So instead of going for queen f8, we go queen a8 right away. So now after queen d5 check, there is queen e7, and there is no queen d6. So we're actually safe. Black played queen a4. They continue, trying this stalemate tricks. We play queen e5, attacking the king. King has to go somewhere. And now queen h8. Queen returns. Look, it completed this triangle maneuver from h8 to e5 and then to h8. And now black are in Zugzwang and they're losing the game, because now queen d4 or queen h4, no checks, queen d1, king c7 or king e7, and queen a1, last attempt, and of course now this comes with check, and white end up checkmating black king. Let me hide the evil bar from you. The next puzzle, this one is a draw. I think that one is, very important in terms of endgames perspective, because for you, it looks like this pawn is going to be promoted, and white have no way to save it, but king hide itself on h6 and result in stalemate. So you always gotta look for these tricks, maneuvers, that's all comes down to knowing some patterns. The more patterns you know, the more safe you are, the more you know, the more chances you'll get some tricks against your opponent. So here, white play king f6, and let me show you the evil. Yeah, king f6, it is a draw. So g4. So I'll explain you the difference between the lines. So king g6, g3, h7, g2, and now king hides behind this pawn, and g1 results in stalemate. So you might ask me, Romka, why not king g6 right away? King g6 actually loses and is a huge blunder, because g4 now is playing, and h7, g3, king h6, g2, now king has to come to g file, and this results in checkmate. And if king h6, now of course you might try, oh, my opponent will probably play here or somewhere on g file, but yeah, your opponent will play on g file, but it will be a checkmate on g7 square, and this is how you can lose the game. But calculating king f6 and you make a draw, but king g6 actually results in a loss. So that's very important, some of these ideas so you can implement them in your games. So let's jump to the next puzzle, which is this one. This one I saw on TikTok or on Instagram reel somewhere. That one is pretty cool as well. It had Robert Fisher, Sigma signs and stuff. So here, once again, white are down in exchange. They have dangerous pawn on a6. And also some checkmate ideas here with this g6. So the actual solution to this puzzle is absolutely insane. a7, bishop h2, bishop e8, and let me turn that on because that's brilliant. So the idea is we're threatening promotion, and of course if black does move their bishop somewhere, this will come and of course we'll win the game. But rook e8, king f7, there are no useful checks. We're threatening to promote, and we're also threatening g7 checkmate. So that one is absolutely insane. And here, of course, black have nothing to do but resign, because h takes g6, king a8. We don't even rush with anything, just take the rook, promote to a queen, and win the game. And guys, that's what you're staying for. 2 puzzles, 2 chess studies that broke Stockfish. Stockfish can't solve it, and I'll prove it to you by showing you the evil bar. just look at the position. Yeah, it's insane, it's chaos, that's why it's a chess study. So computer says it's plus 0.5 advantage only. Plus 0.5. In reality, white are winning here. So knight f3 is played. Knight f3 is absolutely insane move. The idea of knight f3 is that basically if something like rook f1 is played, there is knight f1 and white will eventually win, because king g1, there is knight f3 takes, queen e4, and checkmate is coming. If rook h2, queen e3, if king h1, there is king t2, rook h3, queen e4, rook h2, and queen b1, checkmate. So knight f3, d takes f3. So now rook f1 is being threatened, and it might look like white are lost, but they have queen f5. Very tricky move, because now the idea is if rook f1 comes in the check, it looks like, you know, black are winning the queen, but queen f1, there is bishop on 8 from 1,000 miles away. This bishop is watching towards the king. So, and of course, king h2 results in queen g2, checkmate. So that of course doesn't happen, as here rook h2 is played, the best move according to computer, king g1. So the next couple of moves, and computer thinks it's a mistake, and computer doesn't really understand it. It just doesn't understand the idea. So rook h3, king c1, and once again guys, now black have no legal moves, but to basically go back, 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 back. So, and here if they play h3, unfortunately they're being checkmated, because after bishop e4, the only move they can play is rook f1, and queen f1 will result in checkmate. So king b1, rook h3, king a1, rook h2, queen b1. That's absolutely mind-blowing, and computer still thinks it's not winning for white. We are 7 moves into puzzle and computer still doesn't realize what's going on. Rook h3, queen e1, rook h2, king b1, rook h3, king c1, this, king d1. So queen completed this like reroute through f5, then, you know, king a1, queen b1, queen a1, king g1, and now knight e3. Finally, there's sacrifice, king a1. By the way, computer still doesn't believe in white's position at all. King g1, knight g4, rook h1, and now on move 14, Stockfish realizes that there is a checkmate. Bishop f3, h3. Oh, you can't even see it, right? Because yeah, it says 0-0, but it's a checkmate. Stockfish can't see it now as well. So h2, king d2. You see, the website is broken, man. 0-0-0, but in reality it's mate in 5. No, Stockfish is broken. Bishop e2, king g1, knight f6. Wait, does it still show 0? I mean, it should show, yeah, and now it's checkmate in 3. Let's go, Stockfish, let's go. Finally, you were able to solve it, man. King f2, knight f4, king g1, knight g5, and knight h3 is a checkmate. And the last position of this episode is another funny puzzle which I saw somewhere online, and then I had to find first solution because I couldn't solve it as well. So computer says it's a losing position for white, but in reality white are winning the game. So it starts with knight f6. Now, of course, king g6 allows bishop c2, and basically white are winning, because let's say king f6, d8, queen comes, and if king g7, I think there is knight h5 and knight e8. Yeah, knight h5, king f7, and now d8, as this knight can jump to f7. So generally, the idea, you might ask why this can happen, because of knight f7 and black pick up a queen, and they actually end up winning the game because too many pawns. But after knight f6, king g7, knight h5, king g6, bishop c2, king h5. So it's very important, king h5, and you might ask what happens now, because d8, knight f7 still. but it becomes very tricky, and this puzzle is absolutely insane. You'll see why. You'll see what I mean. So queen d8, knight f7, king e6. And by the way, computer says what? Computer says +3. I mean, now it says, alright, white are winning, but before that it was saying that white are completely losing. So knight d8, king f5, and now it's finally checkmate in 9 moves, because e2 is played. So what's the idea? What's white's idea here? Basically the king is locked with this h4, and all we need is to play bishop f3 to checkmate. So we played bishop e4. We're trying to go bishop f3. So in order to stop that, black need to promote to knight. So this square is blocked. Now what we're doing here is playing bishop t5. And now the idea is bishop c4 and bishop e2 checkmate from this side. And what black are doing here is c2, bishop c4, and now once again, if they promote to a queen, they lose the game because that's a checkmate. So they promote to a knight, blocking e2 square. Now we play bishop b5. We're trying to go from this side, bishop e8. Guys, for those of you who stay till this moment, you probably will be laughing, because I mean that's really some of the craziest puzzles. So knight c6, bishop c6, or knight c6 doesn't matter, knight c7 just to basically play more moves. So now the knight blocks the square. Now we go bishop a4, we block. So this square is blocked, so we are trying to find the square for the bishop to check from. So now it's all over, because let's say even knight e2, trying to stop it, bishop d1, there is c4, bishop e2, knight f3, and bishop f3 results in checkmate. I mean, and as you could see, in the starting position, Stockfish said that black were winning. Now it changed the mind, says +1, almost +1. So yeah, it takes some time, and unless you show, I mean, now it will go till the checkmate. I'm scared. It's improving. Look, 1.3. Yeah, so once I start showing the Stockfish the solution, it actually picks up the pace and is able to solve it. But before that, it takes some time, as you can see. Yeah, now +1.5. So I mean, it's absolutely insane. Maybe it will, you know, if I give it some time, it will be able to show like maybe checkmate in 25 moves. But in reality, it just doesn't make sense. As you can see, some computers, and yeah, the best computers can't solve some of the human puzzles. I mean, this is hard to solve for human, I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you want me to analyze more of these puzzles, because I'm trying to find the best ones. Let me know in the comments if you have them. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.